Hello and a wonderful warm welcome to Today and Tomorrow of the Diplomatic World Institute. My name is Alexander Pinker and I'm here to guide you together with my wonderful two co-hosts to the future. We're going to talk about the world of tomorrow and how trends and technology of nowadays are influencing the future and the world there is to come. But before we hop into the topic, let me introduce my two co hosts and start with Dieter. Hi, Dieter.
Well, yes, I'm the guy who is representing the name giving brand, the Diplomatic World Institute. And I'm an innovation expert for many years. The Institute was founded in 2019, and we launched the Holistic World Innovation Profi. This is one of our flagship events we actually did to this point, besides others. And of course, innovation is a very hot topic, and we really need to develop a culture of innovation because the speed of innovation, and I think we all are aware of this, will increase dramatically in the coming years. And if we can't tackle and um, don't know how to deal with this wave, we will be in trouble. And well, this is also is one of the goals of this podcast to help to develop this understanding for the future. And so I'm very happy to have another co-host, and he actually was the one who was asking me if we could do this together. Sanjay Sauldie, he is a very renowned innovation expert, a cosmopolitan, and around uh, on many platforms. So Sanjay, welcome in this round, and yes, give us a little bit more detail about you.
Thank you so much. It is a great honor to be here today. And my name is Sanjay Sauldie, and I'm a digital business expert. So, what I do is I help small and medium sized businesses and political parties and diplomats and anyone who is interested in changing to the new normal. That's the way I do my support for people and the society. So we can talk in this podcast about many different things that are coming up because the world is changing exponentially. And if we still stay linear in our thoughts, that will not help to cope with all the problems. So when I was preparing for this podcast today, I thought about what about environmental issues in the world? What about the health? What about AI, artificial intelligence? And what about the digital part of how can the diplomatic world profit from being included into the new trends and developments? And that's why I'm so excited to hear what your inputs are and where I can enhance with my experience.
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, that the technical trends we all are aware of, they not only influence businesses, they influence the society as such. And that's a big challenge because today we realize people get a feeling of the wave that is approaching them, but they don't know what to expect. And this, of course, creates fears. And so people are longing back for their old comfort zones that they will never get back. We all know that. And so they try to lock up of all these um, or get away from all this change. Of course, it will not work. The opposite is the case. You need to accept it, to start working with it, and to make the best of it for yourself. Because if you don't, somebody else will do it, and then it most likely will be in your disfavor.
To be honest, I totally agree with you. I never really totally introduced myself. I'm an innovation profiler. My job is to bring the future to the nowadays. So if you're wondering what the heck is an innovation profiler, I'm looking for traces of change like a criminal profiler, but with the future. And that's where we're picking on now. You both say it, the world is changing and there's a lot on fire. Sanjay, you talked about a lot of issues like environmental, like artificial intelligence, and so on and so on. There's so much in the world going on. And it's difficult to ask that, but maybe it would work. What's your favorite trend at the moment?
Well, the main problem of the world is that we are always looking at one trend. The problem is we have to face multiple trends at the same time because we are living now in a multi exponential changing world. It's not singular anymore. So I would start with artificial intelligence because that is something that is a basic industry, a basic technology that will change or is already changing everything from the way we work, the way we communicate, the way we deal with unemployment, how we deal with the new work. So, if we start somewhere in the digital world, we will see that it's not singular, but it has multiple effects. So, I would even say that the word trend belongs to the old world. What we are facing here now is multiple change at the same time. And we have to learn as human beings that our linear approach that we are taught in the schools will not help us solve these problems that are coming up very fast. So we had COVID, then we have environmental problems, energy, health, we have problems with unemployment, we have a problem of the generation Z. So all these things are not trends, they are connected with each other, and we need to find out ways, and for this podcast could be a solution on how to give the right advice from all our three's experience.
Well, that's what I was exactly what wanted to jump in. I mean, there's a specific reason why we call this award the Holistic World Innovation Trophy, because uh, this was something that was arising from the COVID pandemic. We were just preparing to launch this award, and then this pandemic started and made obvious that a lot of the things as we had worked it before just didn't work out anymore. So we were sitting down and thinking, what can we do? And so we suddenly have this holistic approach because it is absolutely necessary. But Sanjeev, at one point, I have to, well, contradict you a little bit, or at least add something to it, because it's not, this linear thinking is not something that we learn that we only learn in school. I think it's very deep inside us, because for thousands of years, that's how we were working and operating, and that's why it is so difficult to overcome it and get into a new way of thinking, because also our awareness scheme is very limited. So holistically or to think in a holistic way is something that is contradicting with our core inside. With as though that's something we really need to be aware of, and well, we will not be able to overcome because it's sitting so deep, but we have to learn or find ways to deal with it, because the problems we are faced with, not only the changes, the technological advancement is so big or so fast, also the problems that some of them created by ourselves, like climate change, are really huge problems, and we can't solve in the short range, when we do need to do that collectively, not only on a national basis, but also on a global basis. And we know how difficult it is. And right now we are in a process where globalism is rather on the retreat than being fostered. But to solve our problems, we have to need this global approach, and a new global approach. And so, well, you see, there's a lot of issues to talk about, and I'm really looking forward to invite guests to help us to highlight these issues.
But at the moment, you're talking about one of the greatest issues there are. The holistic view isn't really, well, it's not there. The people have problems to interconnect everything. To speak in my experience, of course, we or you see the whole picture. You see everything is connected, AI is connected to climate change, and so on, so on, so on. But the most of the people have problems dealing or handling one of the trends and of the changes. And in my experience, when I visit companies, when I give seminars, I see there are a lot of buzzwords for those. So, for example, the not invented here phenomena, or the German angst, or however you call it, the the fear of the future hinders the most people to really have this holistic approach, this exponential change we're talking about. So, what do you think? How can we really, yeah, take everyone with us, make it a global approach, talk to people and show them there is a world that's connected, and well, we don't have to change one little part of it, we have to tackle everything. That sounds terrible, to be honest. So how can we take the people with us on this approach? What do you think?
The thing is, our genetics. I was talking to a genetic engineer, and it was very interesting when I presented him my thoughts about the exponential development. And the thing is, it is in our genes. We all would not be here. We would be still in our mother's womb if we would have developed genetically in a linear way. So exponentially we developed ourselves, but suddenly our education and our universities, they lost this track. So what we need to understand is that every human being on this planet has experience with exponentiality because of his genetic setup. We grow up, we grew up and are growing up in a exponential way because we divide our cells and then we multiply and grow. So what I would do is I would rather take care that we take everyone on board, because this will be something that is a very democratic issue. And the digital tools we have today allow us to reach every remote place on this planet. And imagine how many talents are outside there. So, what we should do is we should use online digital tools to educate the people, maybe for free, maybe as a global idea, that everyone who is interested in developing his skills should have free access to education.
Well, and I think we must exit from the idea that we can provide the solution. I mean, we are in our sources way too limited. But what we can do or try to do is to help starting a debate going on. I mean, and this is the entire idea also about the Holistic World Innovation Trophy, is to start a discussion process about ideas, about concepts, and bring people together and eventually developing it into a wave. Well, it together with others, of course. Also, this wave making will not be possible just by ourselves, but together with others that are thinking, and there are quite a few that are already going in this direction. So, if we can bring that energy together, then we can create a wave, and this wave at some point, hopefully early enough, will provide solutions. And that's the only thing that we can do. And that's basically the path I'm following for the last years now.
That sounds like a good plan, but how can we tackle that? The first episode of a podcast is always, let's say, the pathfinding episode, where we're looking for the way this podcast should go and what's our goal with it. So, what you're saying, Dieter, I think we can yeah, integrate it into a mission. What do you guys think? What should be the mission of today and tomorrow?
The mission is a vision.
The
Well,
mission
okay,
is a vision. Well,
okay. Well, this was a stupid joke, but I think what I said before is just creating awareness for issues and how these issues do connect. I think that is quite a good mission already, because from what I know, I was looking at when I was preparing for this. I haven't seen any podcast yet, or approach on really looking at things in a very connected way. And so I think that's a direction we really should move forward. And let's hope we can get a lot of people being interested in this approach and following us, and maybe we get something started.
When I was studying at the MIT Business School, I discovered 24 core technologies which will shape and form the world. One of them is artificial intelligence, but we should also think about Internet of Things, big data, smart data, automation. What about environmental problems?
And if I just jump in, because what we shouldn't forget about is quantum computing, because this is a technical base that actually will speed up the development of all these other issues we are talking about. And this gives us an idea how big the wave is going to be when you can see that the newest quantum computer by Google or at Alphabet is able to solve problems that old machines or today's machines need 46 years for in seconds. So that shows the dimension in where we're approaching. Sorry that I was jumping in, but it was just important to me
Yeah,
sometimes.
too. Absolutely, it's great. We need to discuss these things in a very fast and very emotional way, also because it will impact everybody's life, and not only in 50 years. It will impact it in 1 or 2 years already. So we need to think about this stuff. So what I would encourage is that the listeners can also send us material, send us questions, so that we have not only our own ideas but also the questions of our viewers that we can integrate into our discussion and then really
Mhm.
deliver something unique. This is not just a podcast where three really involved people are talking about it, but I would like to integrate the whole community. I
Mhm.
would like to integrate everyone from the world, and especially from the diplomatic world. It would be very interesting to see how they use maybe efficient information management, or how do they use real-time health surveillance. All these questions are going to come up, and we here in our podcast can bring different views on these topics and help everyone to have a same digital IQ. So that will be one of the best targets I have with this podcast for myself, is to enhance the digital IQ of every listener.
Mhm. Well, also when you're talking about the impact on diplomacy, the of course is a big issue of deep fakes, because this for sure will create some problems in the global relations, because there will be groups that will try to use that for their aims. So there's a huge topic where we're still not aware of what will strike us. And I think this discussion, well, it's coming up now big, these issues, but I think it's still not, uh, most people are still not aware on how big this will be in the future.
So we need to improve the future thinking and give them an idea how it works. Sanjay, you said the digital IQ. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm not sure how to really call it. And I think we will find that in the podcast together. It's a mixture of everything, of future skill, of digital IQ, of a holistic view, of a whole new world, to say it like that. So I think it's the title of the podcast is so fitting, because that's really what we need to do. We need to interconnect today and tomorrow to think of the future and prepare the people with the digital IQ. I really like this word, for the world that is to come. And I think that's a wonderful mission. However, we are going to do it. One of you guys said we're going to invite guests. That's a wonderful thing. And I hope we will find, and that's actually a call out to everyone who's hearing it. If you have to talk about something, talk about it. Um, get in touch with us and tell us what you want to talk about. I think guests are a wonderful thing. I think it's very important that what we're not doing at the moment, but doing in the future, we talk about current issues, current trends, current topics like artificial intelligence, like climate change, like political development uh, in all the trends and all the technologies we're experiencing, so that the people can have the possibility to learn and be ready for tomorrow.
Also, the impact of the space industry will be immense in the future, and there are much more things we usually are just not aware of how influential it will be on our future. So I think the fewest people realize that there's already a lot of space mining projects out where you go out to asteroids and to mine it. There's still a lot of unsolved problems, but of course, this too will have an impact. And once people start thinking about these ideas and developing solutions for it, it's only a question of time that there will be also solutions for it, and that it will happen. So there's a lot of things I'm really keen and excited to set out to exploit with you.
And we will do that. We're going on exploration, guys, and it will be a wonderful journey. And I'm really looking forward to it. But there's one question still in my mind. What's your message to the world outside? What's your message to the people listening to this first episode and thinking, okay, I think I get a little bit what they're going to do, but could they just phrase it in one or two sentences so that I'm clear that I understood what they want to approach and what I'm going to expect from today and tomorrow in the future? So, what's your special call out, Sanjay?
Well, for me, it's very important. Let's start a global learning journey together, and nothing will stay the same as before. We need to learn together and learn from the experiences others have. So, what I would say in one sentence is let's all go back to school and relearn about the new possibilities.
Well, Sanjeev, you almost said what I wanted to say, and now I have the little problem of adding something on top of it. But of course, it's not difficult because right now we are in a situation where people tend to withdraw inside into their own capsule inside and to focus on ideologies. And so the capability to discuss and to learn from each other and to listen to others and just and react on it becomes very limited. And that's very dangerous because when everybody is just thinking his own way and takes it as the absolute truth, we can't solve the problems anymore. So, to be able to discuss and to learn from each other, I think that's a very important issue, and we should follow up on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Going back to school, having a view for the future. I think there's a lot. There's a lot to do, and my aspect, my call out for you guys out there is it's going to be a bumpy ride, to be honest. The future isn't straight, and you will hear it in the talks with the guests and the talks with each other. It's not so easy to grasp what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to this journey together with you two, with all of you out there to have a look what's going to happen. And we're just at the beginning. If you follow the news, you see every day there's a new topic, every day something changes. And in the moment you think you grasp one technology, one trend, one aspect of the future, it's slipping away and changing forever. So, this is the most important thing or the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to And yeah, I'm looking forward to the journey of today and tomorrow together, and say thank you for the first episode.
And thank you, Alex, and thank you, Sanjiv. And it sounds like we're going to have a great experience together.
It's a great honor for me. Thank you so much.
If you guys want to hear more about this podcast and follow the Diplomatic World Institute today and tomorrow, just click the like button, subscribe to this video, or if you hear it on any audio platform like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and so on, just click the subscribe button and follow us for more. That was today and tomorrow in the first episode. Thank you, bye bye, and see you next time. Ciao.